Rise of the TMNT makes its debut today. So why not do an episode review for the sake of it? Because, hey, it works. I am MegamanNG and I welcome you to another Rise of the TMNT episode review. Today we're talking about episode 2B of season 1, Donnie's Gifts. So here's the deal. I'll provide a summary as well as some of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, they're 11-minute segments, which means your guys are getting individual episode reviews. Let's get started. The turtles are out hunting down some strange mutant fish, but it seems things are being more problematic than it's worth. Donnie decides to give the turtles some help in the form of certain gifts, but they'll be putting it to the test when they find a mutated chef pig. The chef pig goes after mutant fish, but he has a much bigger agenda. Can the turtles be able to stop this mutated pig chef? Do Donnie's gifts prove to either be help to the turtles or a hindrance? Yes, that's right. September 17, 2018 marks the debut of Rise of the TMNT. The debut consists of pretty much, well, the first episode, Mutant Mayhem, which I've already reviewed, this episode, and War and Pizza, which I've also reviewed as well. So, since this episode was one that I didn't get a chance to review, there you go. This is actually episode 2B. And yeah, it's going to be fitting alongside episode 2A. This episode also gives us a debut of Meat Sweats, voiced by Johnny Rotten. And we actually get to see how he was before that. He was a celebrity chef of a show where he pretty much is similar to that of Gordon Ramsay. Yes, Meat Sweats is a nod to Gordon Ramsay. Although I imagine if Gordon Ramsay ever did voice work for the show, I'd flip out. But yeah, Meat Sweats is your typical villain who pretty much was mutated by one of those mutant flies that happened in episode 1 and decides to become even stronger by going after the mutant fish. You can tell that by sucking away the mutagen, he eventually gains the ability to split himself and make copies so that way he can be more of a threat. The episode's main plot centers on the turtles contending with serious bad habits of theirs. And each of the turtles, aside from Donnie, have their own bad habits. Donnie decides to help out by giving them that can help not only the others out, but also tend to their bad habits. Speaking of which, each of them do have a habit. Leonardo with his jokes and one-liners, to which I really don't understand, because why they have to make Leonardo the one that has to use jokes? Raphael would fit that bill nicely. Raphael with his obsession of smashing and beating things up, similar to the Hulk. And Michelangelo with his acrobatic intensity, or rather insanity as you would say. Yes, Michelangelo is very acrobatic, like a high flyer was. And although Don has good intentions with the gifts, it ends up putting them in a very precarious spot. For example, anytime Leonardo throws a joke, he gets an electrical jolt. But then with Raphael, since he's pretty much the brawn of the turtles, he doesn't have enough brains, and so he has to come up with plans and ideas in order to counter. It doesn't go as well as you expect. Michelangelo's suit, with his acrobatics, actually causes his suit to inflate for promoting safety, only for it to backfire. To be fair, it actually did sort of help them out when they take on Meat Sweats and beat him down. And I do understand that, yeah, Don wants to help them, but you know how they are. You can't just change what they are. It doesn't work that way. But at least they were able to use it to beat down Meat Sweats, especially when they had to save Don. The highlight of it all was the big battle between the turtles and Meat Sweats. It was a very good battle, and it really does give the turtles a chance to shine, each of them. The animation is stellar and intense. It's so fast-paced, I just love it. But by the end of the episode, they were able to beat him, and, well, yeah, the turtles being themselves are what makes them best. And I'm happy Don at least realizes it. But for what it's worth, it's rather interesting. It is interesting that this show actually tackles a few things like that. And I hope it also leads to some good character development. Since it does focus on the turtles entirely, it does give them a chance to shine. I also hope that we also get more episodes where other characters get to shine. And I'm more curious as to how the rest of the season will play out. Hopefully, when we find out when the next episode comes, expect a review from me. My rating for this review will be in the description below. I do want to apologize if this episode review is rather short, because I was unable to get enough time to get everything ready. This all happened at a whim. And yeah, since today is the debut of the episode, please be sure to check out my Rise of the TMNT episode reviews. I've already reviewed several, and more are going to be coming. because ever since I finished the 2012 reviews, or rather the reviews of the entire 2012 series, I figured I'd move on to 2018. There's no excuse now. I'm making sure I review every episode that ever comes by. So I hope you guys like it. That's going to be it for this episode review. My rating for the episode, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a pretty good episode. Pretty enjoyable. For 11 minutes worth, it's actually kind of fun, too. Plus, we get a new villain, so that's something. So yeah, look forward to more of these from me. If you enjoy the video, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and more importantly, click the bell. Doing all of this helps me. It really does. And also, don't forget, if you want to support this channel, support me on Patreon. All it takes is $1 a month. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Catch you next time. Cowabunga!